Russ Cowley, Ashley Tait. Tell me about Dan Carlson firstly as a teammate. Russ, if you go first.
Yeah, sure. You know what? He led by example on the ice. He was kind of the type of person that would do anything for a teammate. I mean, obviously his ability alone was extreme. I don't think there's any bad thing you can say about him as a person, as a hockey player, friend, and I'm sure Ash would agree.
Ash?
He was very tenacious as a player. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he skated well, and he kind of played, I don't want to say with a chip on his shoulder, but he kind of played aggressive. Yeah, definitely played with an edge, and regardless of the score or what was happening in the game, he never changed the way he played, and that's a credit to him.
Also, you both played against him, Russ for Cardiff and Ash in Sheffield. I'm not sure about Nottingham as well, but definitely in Sheffield. What was it like playing against the guy?
Like just what Ash said, I think you realise what a rat he was at times.
Was it like that?
He wasn't. It wasn't like dirty, but like he would let you know he was there. And of course he was an unbelievable centreman both ways. So I mean I did play against him, as a centreman as well, and you don't get much time and much room when he's out there against you.
No, much the same. Like he wasn't scared to kind of give you a whack on the back of the legs if he felt like it, and. He played the game the right way, but he was, again, tenacious, and when he was with Coles, that combination, everybody knows how deadly it was, kind of thing, and he wasn't scared to kind of get his nose dirty and mix it up as well, so, he was one of those guys that you knew you were playing against him every night.
When you were in the opposition camps in Sheffield and Cardiff, would you have plans to play against him? Would you sort of discuss a strategy to play against him?
I think the duo, like Ash just said, the AC/DC duo. I mean, they were just, they kind of, that's really a legacy what those two did, and arguably the best sort of duo that this league's seen. So, like Ash said, I think whenever we were talking about whether it was Carlson or Calder, it was always together.
Yeah, I mean, you'd kind of key on Coles because you knew he could shoot the puck, but then the same thing. DC was, as I said, he's got a really good touch around the net, and sometimes if you gave him enough room, and he was, he was a small guy, but he was pretty tricky in a small area, and he could put the puck away. And you think you were covering him, and he'd still find a way to do it.
You must be looking forward to seeing the guy up in the Sky Lounge and on the ice, of course, to watch the shirt go up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice to see people again. I mean, last time I saw him was actually my testimonial, so it'll be nice to catch up with him, that's for sure.
Ash, you look forward to seeing him?
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking a minute ago, and he wasn't kind of a man of many words, and when he did try and speak, he had the nickname Mumbles because he kind of, sometimes it would come out a little bit inaudible, but he didn't really have to say a lot because of the way he played. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to kind of see the little rat and see what he has to say for himself, and just catch up really.
Steve Small just said about this nickname Mumbles. Was it a case of you having to poke him to get something out of him in the dressing room, or?
I think if we were the time that he would speak in the dressing room, I mean, obviously in a social setting, you could have a normal conversation as you would with anyone else. It wasn't any different. But I think within the hockey setting, if we were in the room and we came back in after a period and we weren't playing very well, and someone hadn't spoke for maybe a few minutes, you could see if he was angry, like Ash just said, it would almost come out in mumbles. And it was really, he's an intellectual person. He's clever. We called him Rain Man as well, didn't we? Yeah, we called him Rain Man, and it would almost just come out kind of if anyone's heard Griff try and talk, it's kind of the way he speaks. But that's kind of what I remember about him speaking in the room anyway.
Yeah, we used to have a good relationship with a certain Irish pub just up the road, and we'd go in there regularly each week, and he'd try and have a quiet pint, and then he'd have two, and then he'd probably the mumbles would even they get even worse kind of thing. So
then Coles would be on the whiskey, so then they'd be the duo in the bar as well.
Ash, Russ, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Rob. Thank you.